All right, so welcome back. In this video, we're going to tackle our summer scene. In our last video, we did spring, and the one before that, winter. Now we're going to do summer. In our next video, we will tackle fall. We know what to do. We're going to add a gradient background, and we're going to add more foliage and more greenery to our ground here in our summer scene. If you wanted to add any characters or other things, like maybe for spring you wanted like a little rabbit or something, I don't know, it's up to you. Same thing goes for summer. I'm gonna click on this and open it up. First thing I like to do is to pinch this shut, and again we're gonna add a layer. We're gonna use our gradient bucket fill to add that beautiful background, and then we'll add another layer and add all of our foliage. So again, layer, I'm going to click and hold and drag it below my tree, and then I'm going to come up to our bucket fill. I'm going to click on that second option here to create a gradient, and I'm just going to tap wherever. It's going to load up some random colors I was using before. I'm going to click and hold and drag this so it has the gradient going from top to bottom. And then I need to start to pick some colors. I don't know where this is, but they're having a problem there. This is some crazy colors there. I like it, but not the vibe of summer. When I think of summer, I'm thinking of like those beautiful sunsets that are like glowing in the sky with pinks and reds and things like that. For fall, for our next video, I'm thinking we should use orange and yellow to like evoke those fall colors in the sky. So for summer, I think I'm gonna go for something a little bit more pink or red. All right, so I'm gonna start at the top. You can choose whatever colors you want. If you want to do this, go for it. But I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna start with maybe like a red that's sort of leaning towards a pink color. Maybe something like that. I don't know, we'll try it. Still looking crazy. And then I want my sunset to go from like the red tones all the way down to like in this direction on the color wheel towards yellow. So maybe like a golden color yellow. I like that. This is too green, do you see that? So I'm gonna click on that midpoint, and I'm gonna find something between this pinky red color and that gold color I have. Maybe something like, ooh, like a peachy color, right? That's feeling, well, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. And I can move this around, right? But I think I want to be more like peachy. So maybe that color, but maybe, whoops, maybe I pull the intensity like towards white a little. Something like that. Maybe not too much. That's a little bit like too, I don't know. Play around, enjoy it, right? Ooh, I like that peach, right? And maybe your sun has already set a while ago and there's like a glow down there. Maybe it just set a few minutes. Maybe it's like in the process of setting and you want that. If you don't want 3, you could pull that out. I don't know how to get it back if you let it go. So I'm a little bit afraid to do that. I'm gonna pull it down though. Maybe to like, I don't know, I like that. That looks good to me. Maybe lower. That's nice. Whatever you want to do, you do you. And I'm gonna go ahead and click my bucket fill to make that exist, right? So I'm gonna turn this off so you can see it. Now here's a mistake I've made when I was practicing. Make sure you go on your next layer. We're gonna go ahead and start a new layer now. Click and drag it on top of our tree, right? Because I want all these things to be separate and by themselves. I'm gonna work on this top layer, and we're gonna add more grass and more foliage, just like we did for spring, except this time just like a lot more of it, right? So I'm gonna come over here and I'm going to go to my library. I'm gonna go find those 2 brushes we used before, which I think they were called Camo, right? Is that right? This one? Camo, and then Feathery. I'm gonna use Camo first, and when I click off, I'm gonna make sure my opacity is all the way up, and I'm gonna check out my size. I'm gonna go a little bit larger than I did before. And now I'm gonna fill up these branches. And your tree probably looks different than mine, so work with your branches, but the leaves are gonna extend past the tips of the branches here, and I'm just gonna have fun and really load it up. So I'm gonna use my finger, I'm gonna tap and let them sort of be and live, and I'm gonna come down in here a little bit. So I'm setting up like where they are, and then I'm gonna darken them by adding more taps, right? I want this tree to look like it's been growing all summer. Maybe this is like August and it's like really, really late summer and it's dark in some of these places, but some of them, like the pink and the color is gonna peek through a little bit. Don't be shy, right? Don't kill it all. Don't make the whole thing black. Kill those brights. Allow some of them to peek through. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I like that. Okay, if you wanted to try, let me come over here. If you wanted to try this one, charcoal, that's another cool one, as is thorny. Thorny's a little bit, let's try it. Thorny's a little bit grassier in my opinion. I like this one that we were just using because it sort of like hints at the idea of leaves without being overly dramatic and saying like, this is a leaf, a leaf, a leaf. It sort of just like talks about leaves, if that makes sense to you. All right, let's do our grass. So we're gonna come back over here to our library and we are going to use the shape down here, the feathery one. And I'm gonna try it out. That's like a bush almost, isn't it? So I think I'm gonna stay a little bit low, but for summer, I'm gonna load it up and like really have them overlapping like that, oops, to create this like overgrown kind of feel, right? For spring, we had them way down here, just like little bits of grass, like just starting to grow. This, I really wanna go nuts. I'm gonna take some of that away because my first one was kind of weird. And now I'm just gonna have fun. All right, so I'm gonna tap, 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 and overlap, let them sort of live within themselves and each other. I don't like that one. Don't forget over here, allow it to go like in front of the tree type thing. Try and keep them all relatively around the same size. If you want, you can sort of modulate that line as you need to. Something like that. And you can add as much as you want. You can draw this with the technical pen like I showed you before. I like that. I think that looks cool. All right, and there's our summer. Done, isn't it? I love this. If you wanted to add some animals like, I don't know, animals from around here, we have deer and other things, a dog, maybe you're thinking this is a field, a person, right? Maybe you can draw some people under the tree. Up to you. I'm just showing you the basics of like how to turn this into a summer scene. But you can add any details that you want. All right. So here's summer. When you're ready to save, you're going to go up to the top, go to gallery, save current sketch. That'll bring you back to your gallery and you should be able to see winter, spring, and summer. In our next video, we're going to go and do this last one for fall. So I will see you in a minute for that one.